Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risk their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as they were the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalil, and this video, things are going to become critical very soon in due time. Alright? We're at the end game of Esau's kingdom, man. The end of the rulership of the so-called white man. So with that, we're going to be seeing and experiencing severe judgment from Yahweh Shai. There are some prophecies that are left to come to pass. The mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip, Jacob's trouble, the persecution of the Israelites and the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is what this video is really about, man. Jacob's trouble. A time like never before upon us as a nation. And it is coming, man. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So it is the time of Jacob's trouble, man, but he shall be saved out of it. He who? The elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, we're heading into Jacob's trouble, man. The entire nation, the Lord's holy chosen people, the Israelites, are about to experience a time like we've never experienced before, and we have experienced very terrible times throughout our history, but this is going to be the worst yet. And it is out of this time of trouble that we shall be saved. Those of us that believe in Yahweh Shai, those of us that are of the elect, we shall be saved. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, you see, even to that same time. And at that time thy people, the Israelites, shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book of life, right? Which is talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, there's a portion of our people that simply won't get it. There's a portion of our people that simply will not repent and, return to our power, Yahweh Shai. So the Lord is going to destroy them, man. Alright? But things are about to get critical. This devil, who's the so-called white man, the rulers of this wicked kingdom today, the wicked elite of Esau, Edom, the elite bankers, their ruling class, they're getting ready to establish their new world order, and they're going to be doing it with great violence, and there will be no mercy. And remembering the Georgia Guidestones, the number of the people that they see and vision for their new world order to remain is 500 million. So, Esau does his research and he looks about, and tries to keep track of the population to see how many people are in the world, and that's a lot of people that they intend to get rid of. And it starts with you Israelites, man. Yahweh Shai has been warning you lot for decades upon decades upon decades continuously. And now we are heading into that time. You have this video. Stop this now. Patrols are on your streets. Trump is concerned. Go gray right now. National Guard from this dude. Full spectrum survival. He is an individual that's a prepper, a survivalist. And I not too long ago was actually watching the Elder Apostle Tahar's video, regarding this topic, and through the Spirit you can see what time it is, So, for those of us that believe, it is more important than ever before to remain in the Spirit the best that we can. Okay, the best that we can. All right, and we will still fall. A righteous man falleth 7 times, and we will still fall to the flesh because we're in the flesh. We are not perfect as yet. We will be perfect when Yahushua returns. All right, but we are to try our best to remain in the Spirit. You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. And in these days, it is more critical than ever. All right, anything can pop off at any moment in time, and things can change very quickly, very drastically. We've all experienced it before. For example, with the whole pandemic situation, I remember, prophesying out there on the highways and byways one day, and then all of a sudden, the police showed up and said, nah, y'all can't do this no more, and that was just like a random day. Things can change very quickly, just like that. And the prophecy of the famine of the word can happen very suddenly as well. Let's not forget about that prophecy. So let's take a listen to this, because the Lord is putting the Spirit on these Edomites, man, to, move forward with their endgame goals, which they have been planning for decades. They really have been, and there is media to prove that, going back to X time, of them revealing their plans and how they intend to accomplish them.
In this morning's broadcast, you saw Donald Trump say that we are at war inside the United States of America. Now, this president of the United States said that anywhere inside of our country that has a high crime rate, or even these areas that are led by very Democrat-leaning or very hard and extreme-leaning governors, these should be training grounds for our military. The National Guard.
In this morning
broadcast, you saw Donald Trump say that we are at war inside the United
States. Donald Trump made the announcement that they are at war inside the United States. Who do you think that they're going to go to war against? These are the Edomites, man. Let's not forget Esau, Edom, and his nature, and the perpetual hatred that he has for us as a nation. Going back to the time of our forefather, Jacob, and his interaction with their forefather, Esau. And what did Esau say after Jacob supplanted Esau of the blessing? That he will slay his brother Jacob. And they've had that same exact spirit since that time. Let's not forget the children of Edom, man, as it says. Race it, race it. In the book of Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. All right, so the children of Edom are the so-called white people. In the day of Jerusalem, representing the Israelites. All right, us, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. This is the spirit that Esau has against us. Okay? And this is Ira in the Hebrew, to uncover, to leave destitute, to empty, all right, to demolish, all right. So the Edomites, this is what they want to do to us, man, and the Lord is going to put the Spirit on them to push ahead and to target us, the entire nation, not just the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Not just those who believe, which they know who are those that do believe, because those who believe consume content based off of the truth, right? They watch the videos. You know what I'm saying? We watch the videos, of the truth. So Esau is able to see who is watching what, right? By way of the internet. The internet is the way that this truth has spread to the four corners of the earth. It is that unicorn. And Esau knows, man, and he keeps track. Do not be fooled. All right, they have their agents that work diligently to keep track of those who consume certain content. All right, and then y'all know what it is when it comes to the technologies that are around us and what they're capable of. Listening in. So when it is that you have your conversations around these technological devices, they are able to listen in, etc. All right. So they know who believes what, and they know as well who believes the full, complete doctrine and truth. All right, especially. So they're going to be making their move, man, and speaking to the perpetual hatred. Perpetual hatred. Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed, you know what? Let me start at verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and prophesy against it. Let's look at Seir, inhabitants of Edom, from the descendants of Esau, the Edomites, okay? It also says, the land of Edom, right? A dwelling place for the Edomites. So it's talking about them, just like how when talking about Jerusalem, it's talking about the Israelites. And prophesy against it, prophesy against it, prophesy against Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, right? The Lord is saying, behold, O Mount Seir. In other words, you so-called white people, I am against thee, and I'll stretch out mine hand against thee, and I'll make thee most desolate. Remember in the book of Malachi that the Lord says that he hates Esau, and he loves Jacob. And yes, the Lord created you Edomites, you so-called white people, to be hated. It is what it is. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And so this is what it is written, how it is written rather in the scriptures. As it is written, so it shall be done. And you Edomites, man, in these last days, Jacob's trouble, y'all gonna do y'all big one. You know what I'm saying? The biggest yet. There will be no mercy for the children of Israel by the hands of Esau, Edom. And this is all going to be done by way of Yahweh Shemishai to bring judgment upon the wicked, unbelieving, unfaithful of our people. And it is a righteous thing that the Lord will be doing. Because what you Israelites don't realize is that what you do is that you turn your face away from our power, and how dare you. And instead you turn to false gods and false idols, and you worship them, and then you follow those ways, which are the ways of wickedness. And then you're going to accept Esau, Edom as your savior and your salvation, when it is that mark of the beast prophecy comes to pass, which is that microchip, and you're going to have your backs against the walls, and you're going to not turn towards Yahweh Shemishai, but instead turn towards that which he created, the wicked Esau, Edom, and look towards them for salvation, to be able to get out of the predicament that we will all be in. The Lord is going to judge you for it. All right? But Esau, they have a perpetual hatred for us, man. And so they're going to be targeting our people. So when Trump is talking about the fight inside of America, he's talking about you Israelites, man. All right? He's not talking about the multitude of so-called white people that are doing all of these mass shootings in America and committing all of these crimes in America and doing all of these kinds of things in America. He's not talking about his own people. He's talking about you Israelites, man, which, truth be told, y'all are monsters, man. You wicked, unbelieving, man. The things, I mean, Jake be doing these things, man. Gang banging and all these things. All of this wickedness. So yeah, it is true. Y'all be doing these things. But you see, there is the hypocrisy of Esau Edom at hand as well, where his own people are doing these things as well. Mass shooting after mass shooting we've been seeing. What was it? Was it yesterday or maybe the day before? I think it was what? I seen on the social media somebody spoke about like 3 mass shootings in one day. I didn't look it up myself, you know. But people ain't just gonna be saying that just to say that. And this is a frequent occurrence, and every single time the person comes, you know, they identify the person who's the face of it. Who's the true face of T-ism with the error? You know what I'm saying? Who's the true face? It's Esau. They're the wicked, man. He is the son of perdition, the son of destruction. And he's going to show you his truest nature in these final days.
In this morning's broadcast, you saw Donald Trump say that we are at war inside the United States of America. Now, this president of the United States said that anywhere inside of our country that has a high crime rate, or even these areas that are led by very Democrat-leaning or very hard and extreme-leaning governors, these should be training grounds for our military. The National Guard must be deployed into these areas. There will be a framing of domestic unrest and violence under this new invasion from within discussion. He mentioned cities like Chicago. He talked about Portland. They are going to set up and send in quick reaction forces. They will respond and quell any civil disorder. These proposals, of course, borderline on martial law. The defense secretary...
Martial law is a part of Bible prophecy. We heading into the time of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 2nd Ezra chapter 16, man. Okay? So firstly, 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper. For they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Talking about you Israelites, because only an Israelite can have faith in Yahweh Shemishai. This is only for the Israelites and no other nation. Salvation is only for the Israelites, and of the Israelites only a remnant will be saved, which is the elect. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. This alone speaks volumes of what is to come. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Martial law is in fact coming. And they can declare martial law for whatever reason they want to declare it for. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, that famine that is coming. And according to Esau Edom, the wicked elite that has, displayed their goals and their intentions by way of media, that's they call it the method of revelation or revelation of method, right? They show you what they're going to be doing in their media without explicitly saying, yeah, we're going to do this, right? They have shown it, right? In one of their media that back in maybe, I don't know when it came out, maybe the 1980s, maybe 1970s, could be the early 1990s. But they declared their entire plans, and then they said the food, when they take away the food, when they bring about the famine. So the famine is going to be, well, imagine how famine is going to be all around the world. And then they're going to tell you, well, there's food in this place, but guess what? You're going to have to take a microchip to eat. The hour of temptation is coming, man.
Of course, borderline on martial law. The defense secretary joined Trump in this meeting of high-ranking military officials. He called for enormous reforms. Take away the entire diversity issue that was brought up and had nothing to do with us being militarily ready. Revoke the protections that were in order that would stop people from being able to speak their mind. Reinstate very strict but in line fitness and grooming standards. Trump came in and said that he will fire anybody who is not ready to go to war. Now, Trump ordered troops already into areas like Portland. They have already talked about sending them into different parts of our country. Louisiana. Even in this broadcast, we talk about Louisiana asking, begging for Trump to send in the National Guard. Now, posse comitatus, we do have some other legal backings that are going to provide some issues here. Civil liberties, neutrality of the military. One thing is for certain. Overnight, the United States of America changed. So we're going to start to see some of the repercussions from that. Let's go ahead and get to some of what Trump has said here.
And I said, fire department.
Here.
And I said, fire department. I always put the fire department in because they're great. They're great. And I got 95% of their vote, too. That helps. When you get 95% of their vote, you always have to mention them. But they're great. And they're brave in our inner cities, which we're going to be talking about, because it's people shooting at them while they're up in ladders. I don't even know if anybody heard that. And I said, don't talk about it much, but I think you have to. Our firemen are incredible. They're up in one of these ladders that goes way up to the sky.
Now listen to what Trump has to say next.
Rescuing people, and you have animals shooting at them, shooting bullets at firemen that are way up in.
So this is what Trump is calling you Israelites, man, animals. This is how the Edomites see us as a nation in general. They hate us. It is just how they're built. They hate us. It doesn't matter if their own people are doing the same exact thing or worse. They hate us. So he's calling us as animals. He's not talking to his own people that are committing these things, man. He's not. That is known through spirit.
In death territory, you fall off.
And you know how they treat animals? They put them down.
Letter's over.
Trump has said that these firefighters will be engaging in war just like the law enforcement. Citizens, this is Larry Ellison. He says that citizens of the USA under the new tyranny that is going to come in with artificial intelligence will be on their best behavior. This is Oracle's co-founder, Chairman Larry Ellison. He described the future where law enforcement will have regular AI-driven surveillance. He says that every police officer is going to be supervised at all times. If there's a problem, AI is going to report it to the higher ups. But here's the dangerous one. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we are constantly recording and we are reporting everything that is going on.
Which is Esau's New World Order. He calls it the fourth industrial age, the intelligence age, the digital age, which has the microchip at the pinnacle of it. Right? And they're building these systems right now. They're transforming everything digitally.
So for anybody who said that the U.S. military and the U.S. government teaming up with Palantir was not going to lead us into some sort of problem with tyranny inside of our country, you missed the boat, folks. You might as well swim to Mexico. Look at Homeland Security posting this. This was a little scary to me. The Statue of Liberty, bright red, ever-seeing eyes. We know what it means to be an American, according to this. You go to this .gov website, the U.S. Citizen and Immigration Services.
That kind of imagery by way of what we just saw, the Statue of Liberty, that is an image of danger, right? That is the image of serious things are going to be happening. Because I can recall, from different forms of media, video games, movies, stuff like that, when such imagery comes about, it means that things are going to be becoming critical, or the situation is dangerous.
They want you, the people, to be on a board that watches out for anybody who's in this country.
Oh boy.
Do not play with herbs.
The people to be on a board that watches out for anybody who's in this country that shouldn't be. Maybe it's okay. The Louisiana governor officially requested the National Guard. All troops must be deployed across the state. Calling all patriots, Stephen Miller says. Hiring homeland defenders. Your job will be to interview applicants, work visas, citizenship approvals, and you will get to deny them. Great play.
All right. So, the message is clear regarding the situation that is currently escalating. And we're just heading into that time, man. All right, 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. And I'll start at verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto, and what's going to be that ultimate idol? The microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And they that consent unto them shall be hid in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And who fears the Lord? The Israelites. Alright? The nation of Israel, man. Jake knows that when he goes off, he goes off. They can feel it in their spirit. We all can feel it in our spirit because we're the Lord's holy chosen people. And this is not our natural state. We're the sons of God. We're the sons of Yahweh Shemishai. We're simply just in the chains of darkness. But the origin of our spirit is righteous. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So this is what's going to be coming very soon. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Who are the chosen? The elect of the nation of Israel. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, talking to the elect. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So this is our faith, that we shall be delivered, man, and we believe, so it shall happen. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So we shall be protected, man, those of us of the hopeful elect, right? No one is saved as yet, not until Yahushua returns. We are of the hopeful elect. We hope to be saved, and our belief is that we shall be saved. So times are going to be coming very critical very soon. These are the days that we're in. So repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. And with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai by Shemikah Kodesh. Shalom.